decisions are a way of defining ourselves. There comes a time in our life when there is nothing to do but to follow our own way. The way we are heading, there are no trails, no paths, just our instincts. And one such decision in life is choosing a best option as a career. With wide range of options and choices available, this generation is truly and really blessed. But one must choose wisely and excel in it. In search of that, today we have ended up in ophthalmology as a career choice. Hi, good morning. My name is Sumadbabi Nayak, host of your show Speak to Inspire. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome our guest whom I'm interviewing, Dr. Sandeep Suresh Patil, consultant eye specialist working at Sakra World Hospital, passed MBBS in merit seat in 2009 and finished his ophthalmology course in 2012 from prestigious JJMMC Davangere, fellowship in phacoemulsification surgery, workshop in medical retina at Shankar Netralaya, Chennai. He has worked in Vasan Eye Care, Kerala, Arcas Institute of Medical Science, Bangalore, and currently working at Sakra World Hospital, Bangalore. He is also a regular participant at various scientific conferences all over India. So, welcome Dr. Sandeep to our show for interviewing.
Hi, thank you.
So, without any further ado, let's start our interview. Hoping that there were no mistakes in introducing yourself.
Yeah, no mistakes. No.
So, my first question is, why choose ophthalmology as a career?
Basically, it's my passion. Ophthalmology is my passion. So during my study as an undergraduate in MBBS, I found eye to be very fascinating structure. So far, eye is the best optical instrument made by God on this earth. Nothing comes close to the way the eye functions. And it is like as if God has sat down with a human being and made it millimeter by millimeter. So nothing, neither our telescopes, microscopes, none of them come close to the way eye functions. It has got ultraviolet filtering capacity. It has got different accommodation at different levels. It can see. So just very fascinating. So that excited me a lot, and hence I took it up as a career.
Well, that even answered my second question, which was why did you choose? So moving on next. Now it's 2020. Let's take 2050. So what its stance would be like? Like how do people would see it then?
To be very frank, I think I'll just give a slight background here. To understand what comes in 2050, we should know what is already available in 2020. So right now we are already quite advanced. This is one of the very advanced branches in medicine. So we now can treat a bleeding retina. Retina is the nerve of the eye. So previously, such patients used to go blind. Now we can arrest their bleeding. We can restore their vision. Now we can reduce the power of the eye, take out the glasses by doing laser. So we can take out the cancerous tissues of the eye by saving the vision and saving the life of the patient. All these things were slightly difficult or to a certain extent impossible, say 10, 20 years ago. Now it is can happen in the next 20 years. My guess is genetic therapy is going to come in a big way, and there are some top-notch research activities going on in UK and US with regard to genetic blindness. I think that might come up in a big way.
Well, that was a nice answer. Like I came to know more about ophthalmology, the future of it. So let's move on to the next question. People are running behind computers. Electronics is everything. So how do you take it? Like people are losing jobs in every field. So how do you take it? Is it benefit or a black dot?
Take it with a pinch of salt, because take it with a pinch of salt, I said, because it is going to come up in a big way. No way you can stay away from development. Whatever the change in course of electronics, and I think you're asking about robotics and artificial intelligence. Whatever changes happen, they are here to stay. That is how it is going to be. Unless and until you lack skills, nobody can take up your job. So skilled people will always be necessary, because at the end of the day, robotics and all is created by human brain only. That is still the best supercomputer in the world. So I think the only way to stay relevant is to stay skilled. So yes, that's the future. I think you have to accept it, and you have to upgrade yourself accordingly, according to the changing scenario, globalization, changing trends of health problems. So whatever health problems we have now, they all come into previous. I mean, except apart from COVID, non-communicable diseases are more in people now. Say 10, 20 years or 30 years ago, communicable diseases were more. So trend is changing. So we have to adapt. We have to adapt and accept.
So you may say that if you have skill, then no need to worry.
Yes,
whatever
no need
happens.
to.
Yeah.
That's right. Correct.
So finally, one last question. So how do you want people to think ophthalmology as?
Well, answer is I shouldn't, and you shouldn't be asking that question, because you should find your own interest. Okay, because medicine is something where if you're not coming with your own interest, you will struggle a lot. It's not that you learn something and then you forget it and carry on your career with some other things. Once you learn medicine, you have to apply it throughout your life. Every day is a new day, every patient is new, every disease has multiple presentations. So you really need to have your basic knowledge about medicine very strong, and you need to keep updating it, you need to keep studying. So if you're not up to it, shouldn't. So by the end at the end of the day, it's always a satisfaction of the job that is the highest among doctors. I think that should be inspiring enough for a person to take up ophthalmology as a career. It is the first preferred branch in USA since 10-20 years now. All doctors would want to specialize in ophthalmology. Only if it is not available, then they choose the others. That's what I heard from my counterparts. More so because the outcome is dramatic.
So you're saying that
You're not giving him, you're not, yes, you are giving him a new life, basically.
So you're saying like one cannot choose ophthalmology forcefully, but only his passion can drive him.
I think that is the best way for all professions as such. But yes, for medicine and ophthalmology, that stands very much true.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Sandeep, for your precious time with us, and it was a nice interviewing you. Hope you liked it.
Thank you, and hope I have answered to the best of my abilities. Hope it helps somebody.
Yeah, sure, that's for sure. So viewers, this was our guest, Dr. Sandeep, whom we will be interviewing for our topic, ophthalmology as a career. So it's time to leave now on a note that the power of choosing your own direction will reinvent you, change the future, and also help in creating a new world where better human beings can live. So till we meet next time, take care, be safe, and do consider ophthalmology as a career. Thank you.
Thank you.